You are listening to the Horse Radio Network, part of the Equine Network family.
Hey, you're listening to Adulting with Horses, the best place to be if you can't be at the barn. We are your co-hosts and equine authors, Heather Wallace and Natalie Keller-Reinert. As crazy horse girls, we don't take ourselves too seriously in the saddle or out. We celebrate the things that make us different. Join us as we talk about horses and pop culture and get a little weird in a fun way. Thank you for being a little weird with us. I was just admiring your hair and this beautiful visual that most people don't have, but I could see you, and your hair is the shortest I think I've ever seen it.
It was probably this short in like March or something. I just forgot to get it cut. I kept forgetting, but it always looks so much better when I like shorten it up.
Yeah,
because I got the chubby cheeks.
See,
so I gotta frame it up.
Mine's the opposite. I think if my hair's shorter, the curls are a little wilier and a little Orphan Annie, if you will.
You should go for that. That's a look now. So you could do like the halo around your head of just wild standing up curls. That'd be amazing.
It's not a good look for me. So my hair is like, I think I'm on a 6-month cycle now for haircuts, just to so it doesn't look like completely bushy.
Yeah. I have so many layers in mine that I have to keep going because mine is crazy thick and it just does whatever it wants. So I just get a chop. And I have the cutest hairdresser. I'm kind of obsessed with her. Yesterday I went and got it done yesterday, and she was wearing like a teal sports bra and like little teal shorts. And I'm just like, look at you. You just do whatever the hell you want. I appreciate that so much.
I mean, to feel so confident in your body, right? That you can do that. When we were in California, it was like 105 degrees. I wore that little tank and skirt set that's like an athletic set. But I had a t-shirt over it until it became unbearable. Like, that was big for me to go down to a tank top. I haven't had my arms out in years.
No, I know. I quit wearing tank tops because I was like, oh, my arms are giving me the ick. Mostly in photos. And, photos can't do dimension, right? So they just flatten everything. So I was like, my shoulders look like big old hams. They don't. Just in photos. So just don't take photos.
That's why I always tell people I do better in video, because so by the time people hear this, I'll have just returned from my trip to Scotland, and I had set up a photo shoot there, and the woman is a videographer that is going and doing these photo shoots for main character moments. And I was like, oh, this is going to be great because I never stop talking or moving. So it'll be like you're taking a video.
Yes. Just keep clicking. And some of them are going to work out. Yeah.
Exactly.
I did the most insane photo shoot a couple months ago for Sidelines. Sidelines is running a piece, and they always do their own photo shoots. I'm selecting photos. She must have taken 500 pictures, 600 pictures. I can't even tell you, because I favorited. I went through, I was like, let me just favorite everything I would be okay with being in a magazine. And I favorited 100. 100.
That's actually
and there
impressive.
Were zillions more. And I cut it down to, this is Natalie's favorite 10. And it was really hard. There were 3 outfits, my husband, horses. It was insane.
Well, from a photographer's perspective, if you saw 500, there were so many more that she did not show you.
Oh my God,
that got
terrifying.
The initial cut. Those were the 500 that she was okay with you seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else got deleted or is in a file or a raw file somewhere. So those are the ones that she edited to send to you that she liked enough.
Yeah.
So just know, I think when I came back from Mongolia the second time, I had over 7,000 photos.
Oh my gosh. We're in a strange era, the digital photography era, just data. And every moment of our lives could be captured. We don't know where to put them all.
That is true. I was actually thinking I should empty my storage on my phone so I could take more photos and videos in Scotland, because this will be my first trip there. So I think, but it's really hard.
You're going to want a lot.
to
Yeah.
say goodbye to some of these photos. I mean, they're all backed up to my Google Photos anyway, so it's not like
Yeah.
I'm losing them.
I have a hard time deleting screenshots of like something I thought was
just
funny.
did that.
Right? Because I'm like, well, I look at this, I'm like, I should get rid of these screenshots. And I look at it like, that was funny. I remember when I saw that and how funny I thought that was and who I sent that to. Like, I have the worst attachment issues.
I did a screenshot purge, and then I'm not even kidding. I'm like a fucking hoarder. I went in the next day and I was like, where the fuck is that photo I needed of my like routing number for something or whatever? I was like,
yeah.
I deleted it. This yeah. Delete photos. And yeah, so I just know, like, as I get older, I'm moving. So like I'm trying to downsize, and I think we both know I will never be a minimalist.
Yeah. Well, so on your iPhone library, like on your photo library, how many pictures does it say that you have?
Oh, okay, we're playing this game?
Yeah, we're going to play this game.
I think everybody should play this game. I want everyone in the comments to go to your photos.
Shame.
All right,
Shame,
are we just
all of you.
doing photos or videos or both?
It's everything in my library, so it's both.
All right. So now, mind you, I just deleted 838 screenshots.
Okay, good for you. I'm proud of you.
My photos have 10,075 items. What's yours?
Oh.
Why do you look scared?
Mine have 40,476.
Okay, I guess I'm not doing so bad.
40,476. Yeah. I thought you'd have more than me. This is why we need to get this stuff out there. All right. We have to find a baseline. So we're going to put this in the group.
Yeah, we need to know. We're going to put this in the show notes.
Yeah. We need to establish an average.
Like, what's the norm?
Yeah. Am I normal? I think so. Or are you normal?
I don't think I'm normal ever, so this would be a first for me. But yeah, I try to keep it around 10,000. And I mean, this does go back years. So like, I have pictures from Iceland from 2-3 years ago still in my like main folders because
mine goes back to 2017.
Yeah. No.
It's just like all my phones just keep adding up, which is great. It's all the years I've had Ben. So it's kind of cool like that.
But do you ever back up your photos and like put them somewhere else? Like, I'm not saying delete them.
I think most of them are backed up in like Amazon photos or something.
Okay. Yeah.
But they're still in my phone.
Yeah. Well, and I have the thing where I've emptied folders, but you can't ever delete a folder.
Yeah.
And so I have these empty folders that are just lonely and sad, begging for something to fill them up, kind of like my dating life. But just kidding, I'm not dating.
I was like, we're going there.
No.
That phase of the podcast will be interesting whenever every week we like dissect
what your
dating sex life was the week before. That's coming. That's like a year or two away.
I don't know. Yeah, that's it's funny because I actually was going through some of my social media. Like, I'm very, for how open I am as a person, like especially in person, like I'm the queen of the TMI, right?
Yeah.
I really don't share a lot about my personal life, like my home life, my kids, and some of that is respect for my children because they have asked me not to post and share about them. So, I always, I actually, it will be interesting. I don't know if I'll like anyone enough to actually publicly post them. Does that sound bad?
No. Well, you're a vocal person, right? So if a person has a conversation with you or if a person listens to this show, then they know everything about you, which is
true.
But you just don't put it in writing, which I think is good. I don't put a ton of stuff in writing either.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I come from that corporate background where it's like, just don't leave a trail. It didn't happen. Very secretive, just like whisper in corners, meet somebody in the stairwell. Totally have done that.
Like corporate espionage.
Exactly. Or just to know what the hell's going on because nobody will tell you anything. You just like whisper, whisper, whisper. That's totally what I'm like. Like I've been in meetings, like publishing meetings where afterwards my agent is like, you're really quiet. You can say things. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm allowed to say. She's like, you're allowed to say anything. Like, I don't come from that background at all. I come from Disney corporate where it's like, never admit anything.
I definitely have a history of being a little bit of a, dare I say, oversharer. Which I'm,
that lends itself well to memoir, luckily.
I mean, it lends itself well to the podcast, that's for sure. But I definitely think that, with the divorce, I don't really share a lot of the details of that kind of stuff. One, because it affects my family, and they didn't sign up for this, right? And two, because that's not why we're talking here about horses in my life, not necessarily the other people in my life.
Yeah.
So,
and there's a lot to be said for keeping things in the group chat. Correct. Which is a big failure on a lot of people's parts, where they say things out loud that they really should have thought, or maybe said to a person close to them with the caveat that this is not an appropriate opinion, and I realize that, I just need to voice it, things like that. Or
we've had those together.
And yeah, sometimes you're just like, look, I know this is wrong. This is how I feel deep down inside, and I'm tamping it down. But other people just type it. Don't type it. Stop typing it. Stop.
Yeah. If you can screenshot it to show other, I actually tell my teenagers that, if you send it and it can be screenshotted, it is not a secret. It's not a secret because, I mean, if you ever watched any Bravo show, whatever, that's receipts.
I haven't, but I believe you.
You're really missing out, actually, on some strong psychological dramas.
I listen to a publishing podcast I really like. It's kind of like Us, but just talking about their books and their publishing journey and whatever. And lately, they've been talking about so much TV. I'm like, how is anybody able to watch this much television and have a family and write books and have a job? What's happening? You guys are watching an alarming amount of new TV. I can't do it.
There will be days. I do that on my couch rot days. On my couch rot days. Yeah. Oh, I need them. If I don't have them, I would
freak me out.
Be crazier than I already am. So.
They totally freak me out. I feel like, oh my God, I'm doing nothing. Oh my God. I can't do it.
Yeah, it's funny. When I travel, I don't watch any TV. At all. I don't even turn on the television in the hotel. I maybe might have something on the screen in front of me on the airplane, but I don't have my headphones in. I'm not paying attention. I've got a book or I've got something else I'm doing. I would much rather read a book than watch TV. But when I'm home, when I'm trying to disassociate from the dramas of my life, the TV's on. Okay. I'll be binge watching a television show.
Do you watch it, or do you look at your phone and then laugh at the jokes you already know? Because that's what I do. Well, I'm just like, back to my phone.
So what's the new show we're watching? Department Q. So there's a new Netflix show that I've been watching called Department Q, which is kind of, it's like a police procedural mystery, but it's really not about the police. It's about the people who are investigating. It's very interesting. It's set in Scotland with what are they called again?
Police.
Detective Chief
Scotland
Inspector,
Yard.
Scotland Yard. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting, but this first season is following a mystery, but it starts off with a mystery of the police officer who's been inspecting it getting shot. And so it's kind of double parallel storylines and then intersecting. So they do it very well, but I've been binge watching that. And honestly, streaming TV has really been a problem for a lot of people with neurodivergencies, because now I'm also watching with my daughter The Valley on Bravo, which is a little triggering for me because it's very realistic in a lot of ways. And I have to wait for a new episode to come out every week. And that is actually much harder.
Nothing's funny. I just watched a Seth Rogen show with Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne, who's hilarious, on Apple, called Platonic. And it was so funny. I watched it every single day. But everything's dramatic, twisty, or it's soap, emotional. I'm like, come on, guys. I just want to can you just make some jokes about literally anything at all?
Yeah.
I'm just a rom-com girl, and I'm just waiting for the 90s to come back.
There's not a lot of rom-coms out right now.
There's not. No, and it makes no sense, because you go into a bookstore, and every bookstore keeps having to expand their romance section. I've been in like 5 Barnes Nobles in the past 2 months that are in huge shelf moves because they have to add so much romance and take away from other sections. But on TV, they're just not translating. They're just not making them.
I
Like,
think it
what's
will, or
happening?
maybe they're making it, but because you're doing
It takes
behind the scenes
so
with
long.
it takes some time.
Yeah.
It does. And especially too, when you have like the limited series runs or whatever, like those take so many years to put together. And then they have like 6 episodes and people go through them in a day.
Uh-huh.
And so it can be harder to keep up. Not that books are easy to keep up with, but but like as an author, how many books can you write a year, right? Compared to how many TV episodes can you write in a year, right?
Yeah.
So if you think about it like that,
it's all crazy. It's all crazy.
crazy.
It's all crazy. I have been watching North of North.
Oh, that's
which
so
is
cute.
on Netflix. Yeah, I really like that. That's about an indigenous community way up in Canada, and I'm really enjoying that.
Yeah,
So.
I loved that. The most favorite part about that was her earrings. And
yes,
right?
And her boots.
Oh my God, such great
boots.
clothes. And I already have like a list of things I want to get when I'm in Alaska and I see any of these people in like the communities.
Yeah.
Because I want to buy local and small, indigenous.
Yeah.
But my favorite part about that, this is going to sound very serving, is in that culture, you only have to say you're divorced and you're divorced. Like, how fucking easy is that?
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah. She divorced him by telling him she was divorcing him, and then
I just figured all the paperwork was off camera, as it should be.
Nope. No. And there are some cultures where you say that and it's like done, right? But like the United States is like really making
a business arrangement.
Oh, it's so hard. It's so annoying.
Yeah, it's everything in the United States is a business arrangement first and foremost. Everything.
I feel like I would
marriage most of all.
Absolutely consider marriage again one day if it was as easy as that to get out of.
That makes sense.
Right?
Like a jump the broom situation.
Right.
Like you just we're together, and then you know what? No,
not working out.
No, let's not do this anymore.
Right.
Yeah, it makes the most sense to me. Oh, everything has to be your social security number and you're this and you're that.
And living in the same house with your ex for a year. That is like a real PTSD situation.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're going to be so happy when you have your own space.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
Just thinking about that. Just thinking about that, that would be like me planning for a dream vacation. Just like, I'm going to survive the next year knowing this vacation's at the end of it, which is kind of true. I do have a good one next September that I really wish was here right now. But,
I know it's hard to wait.
It's so hard to wait.
It's hard. Well, and that's how I feel. So like as we're recording this, I am waiting for the lawyer to send me the final MSA, the marriage settlement agreement to DocuSign. Because once we do that, it goes to the judge and is done. So it got pushed a little because of something stupid. I don't know if she was in court, but it takes forever. So, but once that's done, I got a ticking clock because I got 90 days to move out of this house.
Oh, man.
That's not a lot of time.
No, it's not.
I mean, I would be out of here 6 months ago if I could have it, but so it'll be fine. But I'm just like, you guys, why are we making things so difficult on like couples who want to break up? Come on.
Yeah. Just like leave us alone. Okay. Ugh. I don't know.
Yeah. Shudder. So anyway, Scotland is going to be the start of my new season. So after
my favorite treat in Scotland is tablet.
You told me about this.
Basically just sugar that they like bake in a pan. It's so good.
I'm going to try it.
Nibble the tablet. Do not get any brownies. Scottish people cannot make brownies. They're terrible.
They're dry.
They're dry, and they don't have enough chocolate in them at all.
Okay.
I've been tricked by brownies 2 times in Scotland.
I'm not a coffee drinker, but there is a pastry place that they're recommending their hot chocolates are like to die for with fresh marshmallows and stuff.
With the milk. The milk in the UK and Europe. The milk is insane, and it makes everything better. All I do when I'm in the UK is drink flat whites. I drink so much milk. I don't touch milk in the United States. I use oat milk.
Right.
I haven't had actual milk in a beverage since a year ago when I was in London.
Yeah. It is definitely different. So, but I definitely plan on eating my way around the city.
Oh, yes.
And so, yeah. So, but maybe the next time you and I chat,
Mm-hmm.
potentially I could tell you all about the trip. And I'll
I'm
have
excited.
some amazing photos. Like, so again, got to clear out some of the storage.
Yeah.
Apparently not as
room.
much as I thought.
You have room. Yeah, you've got room for 30,000 more. And I've got videos on there too, trust me. Yeah, that's so exciting. I have no excitement coming up.
No?
No, because I have my wisdom teeth thing next week.
Oh yeah, that sucks.
And so that's to get through. But then after that, I'm gonna go to Disney for my mom's birthday. So that'll be really fun. We're all going. So, but that's in like weeks and weeks.
That is
So
fun.
that's my excitement. Yeah. And no horse shows, obviously, because I keep hurting my back.
Yeah,
so I'm
we
just
need
like not horse
to-
showing now.
We need to get into that, and then we want to let's switch over to our topic du jour.
Yeah.
Right?
Du jour.
Du
It's
jour.
like soup.
So you and I, which this is so funny the way your mind works, right? Because we're two very different people. So you're all over social media talking about how your back's been hurting you and you had your first ride back and you got dumped and you hit your head and you hurt your back. And then I get a text message from you being like, I should totally go bitless.
The bit wasn't related. It was
No. It doesn't like equate in my mind. Like no bit in my mind, right? Because in the summer I'll ride in a bitless with Ferris because I love how he kind of stretches out. He's more relaxed. I
Yeah.
love riding bitless. I think we do amazing. But I would never ride him in the winter bitless or ride my daughter's pony bitless because there is like a bigger lack of control.
Oh, totally. No, I totally agree. Like that's why I like riding in the summer as opposed to the winter when it's nice. Because when it's nice, they're like, oh, I feel so good. I'm like, no, I don't need you to feel so good. I need you to want to work and be done. But it wasn't. I didn't fall off out of a lack of control. Like
No.
I was having too good of a time, and I didn't I didn't give him enough time to stretch. I didn't bring him back down to a walk between canters and give him a break and stretch out his back. And he was all bunched up. He's definitely like hopped into the canter before and he's squealed into the canter before when
Cute.
he's been really, really tight, right? Like adorable. He's a quarter horse, right? It's just a buck, right? A bucking horse. So anyway, I don't know. I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm just being an idiot. So anyway, but this time he has an incredible buck that I've seen. I don't know if he bucked because I was too busy falling off.
Sure.
But there was definitely like a roundness beneath me, a head that went down and then propping.
So he probably like pro hopped you off.
Probably.
Yeah.
There were a couple. It was a little boom, boom, boom. And the third one, I was
That's
like,
what it's never
over
the
the
first one that
shoulder.
gets you. It's when you're off
No.
balance and they do
if
it
I could have
again.
kicked him through the first one, it would have been fine. And then it would have been like, okay, let's maybe come back down to a walk. If I could have kicked him through the first one, it would have been fine. However, I had just not ridden for 2 weeks because my back hurt. So guess who wasn't sitting really well? Did it to her damn self. Like everything about it
You
was
really did it to
100%
yourself.
my fault. I did
Yeah.
it. I did it to myself.
Yeah.
I was so mad. I was like, I am an idiot. Why am I
Yeah.
like this? But every now and then, when I get excited and I get ahead of myself, I have a bad ride. It's always on me. It's occasionally on him. It's always on me. Does that make sense? That makes
Well, the
sense.
fact is, you both had 2 weeks off.
Yep.
Then you were stiff, got on him,
Mhm.
and was like, yeah, I think cantering's a great idea.
I totally
when
did.
He's also stiff.
Stiff.
Yeah, it's your fault. 100%.
It's my fault. It's my
Yeah.
fault.
And
Yeah.
I have a very burning question.
Okay.
That I think everybody wants to know. Do you have video? Because I would love to watch this.
No, where would I don't know what he did. Like I said, I don't know. There was a feeling and then there was another feeling and then there was bouncing and then, I sat on the ground for a really long time because I hit the ground. It's very hard ground where I fell. Like clay and almost no sand on top.
Oof.
Horrible. And I really, truly hit the ground, I think, harder than I've ever fallen in my
Aw.
entire life. And I sat there for several minutes, just like, okay, I'm going to wait for the feeling to come back into my leg before I make a determination. Like I landed on my right side, my right leg was like under me and numb. Like, okay, that's fine. Just going to sit here. I'm going to take some breaths. I'm going to hope Everything works properly. And then I was starting to like turn myself around a little bit, and I see my husband running from the house. I'm like, I'm fine. Hold up my hand, I'm fine. And then I look behind me, and there's Ben, like 4 feet away, just standing. I'm like, hi, buddy. I was so surprised and pleased to see him. But he didn't want me to get back on. He didn't want to stand still at the mounting block.
Probably
So
for
I
the
said, okay.
best.
I was like, yep, you're not my servant. You don't want me to go on? I'm not getting on. It's not a problem.
He's
So I
like,
gave
that
him a
was
pass.
terrible for both of us.
Right.
Well, and there is, that whole adage about getting back on the horse. But listen, there's sometimes when you just
Just for
shouldn't.
8-year-olds.
Well, that's it. And it's like, and
Yeah.
that's a mental game. And you're not teaching him something bad, right? Like,
Yeah.
how many times have you ridden and everything's been fine? But if you're not feeling well and you get back on, it's going to be worse than before. So, like, it's just better to.
Yeah, I was just going to take him for a walk, but he was calm in hand until I went to mount, and then he was like, I'm not calm. Now, I know he's stiff and I know he's sore. He's been rubbing his itchy back on a tree branch, and he makes his back sore by doing that.
Or just the other side of things, is he rubbing it because it's sore and is trying to relieve the pressure?
He's the itchy boy.
Okay.
And I watch him. I watch him do it. So I know what he's doing. So I put his fly sheet back on him. I had taken it off because it was so humid, but I put the fly sheet back on because I'm hoping that'll deter him from rubbing against this particular branch that could touch his back. Because after he does it, I'll rub my hand on his back, and he's like, "Ooh, that hurt." I'm like, "Yeah, because you're just digging a stick into it." And I have somebody coming out to work on him in 2 weeks, and then get him on a regular schedule. So.
Oh, good. So it's actually not a bad idea for you both to take some time while you're recovering from surgery, and then you can kind of get past the itchy, stiff boy situation. But so have you ever ridden Bitless before?
Oh, not with a Bitless bridle. No.
Oh my God, it's awesome. So I've done it. Like, I did it when I first got Ferris. I rode in a Dr. Cook's. Somebody had given it to me. And there's all different kinds of Bitless bridles, so you kind of have to feel what works for you. I liked it as a first one, but it doesn't release well under the jaw. So I don't like that. It just got tighter and tighter and it didn't release. And then we went to like a hackamore on a regular bridle, and then I ended up finding like the Orbit bridle, which is kind of what you had sent me, where it's like a circular and you can adjust the hackamore or whatever the bridle that you want to it in different leverage points. And so if you have a horse that does really well with, let's say, like a side pull, you could make it a side pull, or you could put more pressure on the nose, or, so like, it's very interesting, but I suggest starting with a walk. And just because you need a horse that is very good about taking leg and body pressure, because if you rely on your hands to steer and to stop and you go bitless, you're not going to have any control of your animal.
Right.
And I mean, I know not you. I'm talking to everybody else out there.
Right. Yeah, I thought it would be. So I was watching basically an Instagram video of somebody just schooling dressage with the bitless bridle and of this particular one, and I thought, I feel like that would be a really chill way to do a couple rides a week where you're just focusing on moving down and through, where you're focusing on relaxation, and you just say, hey, I'm going to take mouth out of the equation, and we're just going to stretch our backs. We're just going to stretch our necks, and we're going to be relaxed. It helps me, not lean on my hand. And I need to be better about shortening my reins up and keeping my hands forward as a general rule. And I thought, okay, well, if I'm doing this, maybe I can do that, and he's not going to react to mouth, and I can push my hands forward. You know what I mean? Like, I just thought, let's take the bit out of the equation for these rides where it's not necessary, and focus on our seat and our leg, and then add it back in and see what we've accomplished without that piece of the puzzle.
No, I love that for you, because that's something that I do with Ferris like once a year. We'll do like I said, in the summers when we ride, he wears a lot in the summer because he's got to wear the fly boots and the fly mask. Otherwise, he's completely silly.
He's a sensitive baby.
He's a very sensitive boy. But then I remove the bit and we kind of work bitless because he can brace. right? And,
Yeah.
there are some horses that take the bit. Now, Ferris is crooked because he's got EPM and he's neurological. So sometimes the bit is actually necessary to help him balance, right? But I absolutely love having the opportunity, like on days that he feels really good, to go bitless and to get that stretch forward, to really work on my seat and my cues. And we do a lot of like softening and bending. It's not a lot of forward stuff. Because again, the faster you go, the less kind of you have that half halt. A lot of times they could just run through your hands a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for like that finesse, I love going bitless.
Yeah, it's almost like it's like kind of like adding a handicap and then taking it away, and you have all of your pieces again. You're like, oh, okay, I'm riding so much better now because I took away this one thing that is helpful, the bit, and made my leg and my body do more of the work.
Yeah, especially if you're handsy. Like I used to be very handsy as a timid rider. I used to like constantly like play with the reins a little too much or hold them too tight. And so it really helped me to realize my hyper dependence on them, and that I did not need the reins and the bit as much as I thought I did.
I think I'm working on that myself for sure. Like the constant like just the wiggly like suppling as they'll call it sometimes, where you're just bugging your horse constantly with that inside rein.
Half left,
yeah, and it's like he doesn't need that. The less I do, really, the longer my leg and the quieter my hands, the more likely my horse is to go round and on the bit. He's waiting for the opportunity to feel comfortable, and then I slip up. And he's like, oh, and he puts his head up and he counterbends. I'm like, oh my God, we're never going to get this.
This might be exactly what you need to like get over that little hump.
I just felt a connection. I watched this video and I was just like, oh, I feel like Ben would love this. I think this is what we need.
Well, and the nice thing too is because of the Orbit bridle, you can absolutely change the different leverage points. So if you find that you have like no pressure points whatsoever, or like you might as well not have a bridle on, you can adjust the angles, which is really, really nice. And so like I had set up the Hackamore, and Ferris is really good with like nose pressure. He's got it. I mean, not that I'm not yanking on him in any way,
right.
But
it's just like that's where the nudge is. Right.
And so I have it like 3/4 of the way up, as opposed to like some people who like a side pull, they like it low and on the bottom of the chin. He doesn't do that. He'll fight it. Right. So like you kind of figure out what their sweet spot is and where they respond best to it. So there's a lot more maneuverability if you have something like that. Because it's not like I probably should admit this. I bought him a neck rope like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I've never been brave enough to use it.
I believe you, though. I would, even in a round pen, I think I'd just be like, ooh.
Yeah.
I would need a horse that was fully trained in it already.
I mean, and like I was like, Ferris is very good. He's a great horse. He's a confidence builder, but he is spooky, and he is a little fresh in certain situations. And I just feel like I'm not brave. It's not that I don't trust him. I don't trust my riding capability not to like freak out, grab mane, and start screaming. Right?
Yeah. And then they're like, run, buck, go as fast as I can, and then turn suddenly.
Well, and that's it. That's his move. That's his move. And so if I'm on his neck, or like, I'm going down immediately, and I usually grab the reins so he can't bolt. I know you're not supposed to do that, but I've trained him so that like if I come off and I have the reins, he turns around to face me. So like everything's safe. I've trained it. But if I were to just lose control of him altogether, his move is the gallop and kick at your head.
Oh,
so it's actually
dangerous. She's dangerous.
That's how he says "fuck you" to people who piss him off. And he's done it to his trainer a couple of times.
Oh my God.
It's really hilarious because I was like, you should just grab rein. You would have been fine. She's like, I'm not supposed to do that. I'm like, with him, you can. Like, it's a weird thing, right?
With him, you have to, or he'll try to kick your head in. Yeah.
I mean, to be
every
fair,
horse comes with instructions. He's smart.
He is a sassy man, which I think makes sense to a lot of people. Like, you know, we've gone over this where people think Delight's the sassy one. Delight, I came off Delight. I was unconscious. Woke up to him licking my face. Okay. He dead stopped after I flew 6 feet. Okay. Like, and then they came to check on me. Like, I'm not worried about that horse taking off, you know?
I kind of wonder if this whole like hang out with mom thing that Ben just did is related to the treat bag that I wear. And if he was just like, if I had laid there, maybe if I'd gone prone, he would have just kind of sidled over after a few minutes and been like, well,
go hunting.
Guess I'll eat the treats.
I kind of
wake up to this horse's nose in my stomach eating his alfalfa pellets.
Better that than your intestines.
That's why we don't ride tigers.
I kind of want to do, I never did the trend, but the trend where you like fall down in the field and see if your horse comes over to check on you.
Oh, yeah, I kind of want to do that too.
I kind of do. Like, it's an old trend, but I want to bring it back because I'm curious. Like, I think Ferris would be like, eh. And Delight would be like, oh, hey, what's going on? And like, start checking me out. But like, I kind of want to see if that's true.
I don't think Manny would come to me. I think he would stare. No, I don't think he would come.
Yeah, that's what Ferris
He would just stare from a distance, be like, oh my God, it's on the ground. Yeah, I think Ben would work his way over really carefully. Like, I want to eat this grass, but I will get to her eventually. That's my hypothesis.
We'll have to try to do that and see.
Yeah, I might have to lay on a towel because like the fire ants will get me and kill me. But
God, Florida.
I know. We don't do stuff on the ground very often.
I can't with you right now. But yeah, I'm kind of curious. So like, I want to. I guess for anybody listening. Like, there's a lot of good stuff here. Like, if anyone has feedback on how to introduce a bitless bridle or if there's anything, you know, because, like, what I do is probably not the right thing. You know, I didn't know Ferris all that well, and I was just like, let's just try it. Like, I kind of cold turkey, just was like, we'll figure it out. But I bet you could do some prep, right? Like, you do a lot of exercises to use your leg or your seat or whatever. I did groundwork after that. I feel like doing groundwork beforehand would probably be better, right? Like teaching them lunging and voice commands and all that. But we kind of went backwards.
Yeah. I mean, if you're already like doing some of that when you're riding, like, you know, we do whoa, we do click, we do treat, that kind of thing. And then I settle his walk with my hips because he walks like, I don't know where he thinks he's going. He really does. So I do a lot of slowing his walk down to a halt with my seat. And I do the same at the trot and things like that. So I think I might want a slightly smaller space, like fenced, just for precautionary. But I don't know. I think if you really needed to stop and you were like, listen, whoa, we got to stop, stand up. It's not like you're doing it without a saddle too. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Not without
and again,
crutches.
maybe
we have our crutches.
Maybe start at the walk and just see how he's listening. Because I guarantee when they get faster, they start feeling that freedom. And they love it. Like, I will say Ferris loves being bitless. I wouldn't ever jump him bitless because, you know, I don't want to die. And he like will jig into a jump. Like, you have to hold him back. But I do think that like there's a lot of really like smoothing and rounding and really nice softening you can do without a bit in their mouth. And I am the kind of person, I've never done anything more than a snaffle in my horse's mouth. Like, I will only teach them how to ride in a snaffle. Like, if they need more than that, and again, you do whatever you want to do as a rider, but like, I like my horses listening with the least amount of stuff.
Right. Yeah. That's what we need for the way that we ride. If we were jumping 6-foot fences, maybe we would have a slightly different opinion.
Right.
But for the average person, yeah, I don't need more than a plain snaffle. And I use that comfort miler or whatever. And I have no problems. And Ben was a horse that when I first started riding him, you kind of couldn't bridle him. Like,
oh, he was like head shy, or he wouldn't open his mouth?
He just fling his head straight up like, nope, not bridling me, bitch. And even when I got him here and he had been ridden by like lesson kids for a while, he was really problematic about bridling. And now he's just like, okay, he doesn't even move his head. He's just like, okay, he's like asleep. Because he knows what he's getting.
Well, you're
Um,
consistent too. Yeah.
I am very
Yeah.
consistent.
It's not like all the other people. Like Ferris will now open his mouth for me. Like it's not a thing.
Yeah.
But like Odin, my daughter's pony, sometimes she'll have to put him in a stall because he likes to back away and like toss his head up.
Yeah.
And so if she's really having a trouble, I'll come over and he's fine for me because I don't know why. I mean, I did body work on him for like a year before we had him. So he knows me, and usually that tells me I have to look at his poll and just make sure his poll's not out of alignment.
Yeah.
But it's funny. She's like, "Why is it so easy for you?" I was like, he knows what he's getting. Like I'm very
Right.
consistent.
You've already asserted yourself with him too. Like, just like, oh, this is ladies in charge.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I just walk up and it gets done quickly. Like there's no
Mhm.
flapping about.
Yep.
Right? Not that that's a word, but I like to make up
Flaffing.
words periodically. Yeah, exactly. I could flaff
Makes
if
sense.
he wanted me to, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think I do.
You want me to flaff?
Flaff, baby.
I don't know what that is. I'm gonna dance around like a psycho.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Oh
See?
dear. Yeah. Okay. Well, so we'll do it. I'll have to find one, and then I probably won't be riding in July.
That's okay.
But I guess in August I will. I'll give it a try and see what we get.
It'll give us some time for your back to settle and your mouth to settle, and for Ben to soften up, and then you
to
can
gain another 100 pounds.
No, you'll let us
Poor
know how
chonky
things
boy.
go. I'm actually hoping in that time. Is it weird that that's firing me up? Because I was like, oh, I haven't ridden Ferris in a while. Hackamore sounds fun. I'm not going to ride my pony for the first time in 3 months in a Hackamore.
I think you should.
Well, but I'll let his trainer do it.
Damn it, I need a trainer.
Well, it's funny because actually, so I put her, because money is a little tight right now, I put her focus on Odin because he's going to HITS in Saratoga this summer.
Yeah.
And so I said, well, rather than me paying you to ride Ferris, can you ride Odin instead? And then she actually came up to me and she was like, I'd really like to keep riding Ferris. And I said, I can't afford both. And she's like, but I love him. I'm just going to do it for free. And I was like, that's a terrible business decision, but I'm going to say yes to that.
Oh no, how does she have time to ride for pleasure? Who is this?
Well, so she's like my niece, you know.
Mhm.
So I mean, I've known her since she was 3 years old. And
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, I mean, I love her to death, and she loves my pony, and she's known my pony for as long as I've had him. So there's very few people that I know how to ride him because he is so technical. But
Yeah.
like I said, she's the one who gets dumped because she pushed him too hard on a circle, and he's decided to wheel and drop her and then kick at her head, you know?
Yeah.
But she pushes him where I don't. So like I like to do different things. She's like, we're gonna canter circles today because he was naughty, and I was like, you have fun with that because I'm not gonna do those. Those are hard for us. Thank you.
Yeah. At this point, I'm like, what sounds fun to you? Let's do what sounds fun to you. And it's so funny because I'll be like, let's go for a hack. And he's like, well, I want to walk really, really, really fast until I trip. I'm like, okay, what if we trot circles for a little bit until you calm the hell down? And he's like, oh, okay. Like, if you would just walk slowly, we wouldn't have this issue or we have to work. And he's like, I gotta go so fast. And then I trip and I'm going to fall on my face. Like, oh, then I'm going to die. Like, come on, buddy.
Well, with
Such
the
a
new
goober.
With the new barn, I took Ferris the first day, not the first day there, but like the first day I took him around. I put on my little bum bag with my treats, like they're like Timothy hay pellets or something.
Exactly.
And I walked him around the indoor and the outdoor, and he was perfect. Looking at everything, super curious. And then there was a day, it was maybe 2 weeks ago now, where I was like, I'm going to go ride. This sounds great. Like, I have a little time. I'm going to go ride him. I'm going to hop on. And so I was like, okay, before I get on, let's just walk him around again on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And I started walking him around. The next door neighbor was cutting down a tree limb.
Oh, fun.
And Ferris was not having it. Ferris was super antsy. He was looky. He was jumping around. And I'm like, you know what? Today is not that day.
Yeah.
I just, I like to set myself up for success. If that means I wait another month to ride, then so be it.
Yeah. It's so frustrating when you're like, prepped though, and then somebody else is screwing around. Like,
Some people
Yeah.
would have pushed through, but the first ride in the new barn, I want him to have a good experience because the last time we moved, I got on him in it was like maybe 35-mile-an-hour winds, and his mane was like sideways, and we were perfect. We just got on and did a walk or whatever, but it was because he felt calm to me, right? If my horse doesn't feel calm while I'm tacking them up or while I'm walking them around, why would I be like Natalie?
Be like Natalie.
And
My
push
horse
myself into a position.
He felt calm. He just didn't feel stretched out. He
Well,
told me no.
I'm also not going to be cantering him the first ride out there. But that's also me. Small steps. Okay, I gotta set myself up for success at each and every moment of my life. If that's slow, then it's slow.
I got cocky. You got to fall off every now and then to deal with the cockiness because
That's true. Hubris has been the downfall of many.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I fell off him like right after I moved him here, right? I'd been here not very long and he spooked really, really hard and I came off. But it wasn't that strong,
Right.
And then I've been riding for 2 years since then and I go to the gym and I'm a lot stronger now. So now I do ride him on the buckle and he spooks and I laugh and we move. So I conquered that, but so the next thing I need to conquer is not fucking falling off when he
your back was already bothering you, so you had a deficit. And then listen, I average one fall every 2 years.
Yeah, I think
it sounds like yours too.
That's kind of normal. I think.
So. Unless you're a professional, who's
fall
riding
off way more because you're riding shitty horses.
Exactly.
You're professional. You're like, training a 4-year-old to jump Grand Prix. You're probably gonna
and pushing them through like some things they don't want to do.
Yeah, you gotta push them through shit they don't want to do.
Like,
or
I don't
somebody else taught them
that
they could mess around with. Yeah, I
think once every 2 years is a pretty reasonable bar. And again, posing that question to our listeners, if you want to let us know what your average is, I mean, that's cool too. Maybe we put a poll in the clubhouse, right? We'll do a couple polls in the clubhouse just to see where people are at. How many photos you have in your storage, and how many times you fall off a year.
That's excellent. Yeah,
okay.
And tell us about Bitless riding. So 3 really big ones for this week.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to do that because this will post. In like the third Friday of July. So we have time to get everybody's feedback. Maybe we'll put that in the show notes. That'll be fun.
That would be like, here are our scientific results for
exactly. We did case studies, guys. All right. So before we hop off, do you have any adulting wins this week, or was this week pretty shit for you?
Let me think. Well, I did go and get my haircut, so that was like a legitimate. I made an appointment. I left my house. I drove to town. I sat through the like weird liminal, are we having a conversation? Are we just getting this job done? Intimacy of a haircut, which is very, very hard for me. I did all those things. And then I went to a cafe and I got a huge chocolate croissant. Mm-hmm. I mean, I didn't even know till I got back in the truck and I took it out and I was like, my God, this is a huge chocolate croissant. And then I ate that bitch on the way home. And that was my lunch. And I have, been watching what I eat and working out really hard for a year. And I decided I needed a chocolate croissant for lunch. And I fucking had one. So there, win.
That is an amazing day, actually.
It kind of was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of awesome. You're making me hungry right now. So I did a thing. I actually, this week, I flew down to Dallas. This is not my third trip down there this year.
Like normal people going to Dallas.
My ex was like, what is in Dallas? I was like, does it matter? Like, it's right? Like, I was like, my new boyfriend. Like, what do you want from me? If my boyfriend was a millennial Slavic tattoo artist, I went and finished my Phoenix tattoo.
Awesome.
So I did 16 hours total getting this thing done. It is amazing. And I cannot wait. She's going to post it this week on TikTok or Instagram or whatever.
Okay.
So like I'll forward it because I'm not about to take my pants off on TV, or like the podcast. So I mean, I'll show you.
We did it that one time.
Did we?
The Equine Affair podcast. I got you to pull your pants down and show me.
Oh, was that the one we were in our pajamas?
Yeah,
that's
on that
different.
couch.
We were drinking. Listen, guys,
Yeah,
it
that
doesn't
was
take
pretty
much.
funny.
I'm like the most professional, unprofessional person. I had somebody, one of my clients was like, "Oh, how'd it go?" And I was like, "Oh, it went really well." They're like, "I want to see it." I was like, "I kind of got to take my pants off to like do it. Let's fucking go."
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
didn't know most of my clients are women, so I was like, "Okay."
I was just gonna say that's how women interact. Like we're just like, okay, take your clothes off, let's go.
Yeah. And so I was like, let me hop behind the tree so I don't like scare the other people at your barn, you know? So, but no, I am really flippin' proud of it. It's beautiful. And I keep referring to it as like my final form. Like it was the symbol of like this new chapter in my life. So my adulting win is like, I finally feel like that chapter is started.
Yeah.
Because this was the last big thing that was going to like kind of be that page turning moment for me was like finishing the tattoo, and now my new life has begun.
Yeah, the timing on all this is beautiful.
Isn't it great?
Really good. Really good. Yeah.
The universe has a plan, and you know, for the control freak that I was, I've really learned since having kids and going through this that sometimes it's okay to just not know what's going to happen next because it all kind of works out.
Yeah, just do what you're guided towards.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah,
That's really it.
Trust your instincts. And that's really been a big lesson for me, is just being patient and just understanding that, you know, like things will work out in my favor if I just learn to like, sometimes, right, if you try to control it, things don't work out the way they could, right? Where if you let go of control, and I mean, in the saddle and not, like sometimes really beautiful things can happen that you didn't plan.
Absolutely. Yeah,
So,
you just yeah, everything is waiting to happen for you. You just have to like go with it and not try to force everything.
Yeah,
You know.
so I'm excited. I can't wait to go to Scotland. I'm packing this weekend, baby.
That's exciting.
It is. So I hope everybody out there has a great adulting win, and you know, make sure to join our Facebook clubhouse. It's free if you want to join in on these polls and let us know what you guys think about the episode and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, tell us about falling off and how often you do it. We want to know.
Yeah, we want to know because you know, we judge each other in some ways, right? Like people are laughing and they're like, "Oh, we fall off, you know, once every 50 years." I'd like to challenge that maybe they don't ride that much. So, how often do you guys fall?
Nice.
Thank you for being a little weird with us, horse girls. If you like what you hear, make sure to subscribe to the podcast on your player of choice. Follow us on Instagram at Adulting with Horses Podcast, or even better, join our Adulting with Horses Clubhouse on Facebook, where you can become part of the show. Also, it's a great place to meet other horse crazy women. Thanks, and see you next time.